Welcome to Two Gents, where two seasoned gents take on the hard truths of life, success, and responsibility. In a world where the rules don't bend for us, these gents believe in doing the work, owning the struggle, and inspiring others to take action. So, pull up a chair.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Two Gents Podcast. And the guy down in the hat on the bottom is the guy with the mic. And our great guest that we have on, you see her backdrop behind me is Montreal Peterson. And then she's running for office. And I just want to tell you, it's a lot going on in the world. But one of the things that we always have to do is support people that's willing to take a seat at the table. A long time ago, a smart guy once told me that if you don't have a seat at the table, you don't have a voice. And I'm looking at him right now, and he's always said that we can sit in the garage and criticize people for what they don't do, or we can sit at our house, or we can sit at the barbershop and talk about what people don't do. But when you get an opportunity to step up and run for office, you need to do it, because that's the only way that you make a difference. I got my guests out here. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and then we're gonna bring Miss Peterson on, because we're gonna talk to her for a minute, because we need to get to know her. She's running for Fort Bend County Clerk. Hey, Byron Glass, how are you doing, man? Me and Pastor Riggins out here all the time, so I'm just glad to see you here, present. And I got a conversation with you a little bit earlier, so come on, Mr. Glass.
Good afternoon, Mr. Spikes, Mr. Riggins, and the guests. Of course, you know I may have to up and run out of here, but I'm going to be here as long as I can. Hopefully, I can be here for the duration. But, Ron, I just want to add one other caveat to that. Yes, I think the misconception is that just having a seat at the table is not good enough. You have to use your voice while you're at the table, and you cannot be afraid. You always have to inform and enlighten. So I think we have many people that's at the table, and some of them are still not talking. Some of them are talking the wrong type of language. So use your voice for what it's worth. And even if you can't convince those who need to be convinced, at least your voice is heard and your perspective is being given. And the people that you support and that support you, their voice is being heard. So, Riggins, I'm going to yield to you. And I'm excited to talk to the guest tonight. We want to give her the opportunity to run like we've done in the past, to make sure that any and everything that she wants to say, her entire platform, we're going to yield and let her just have the mic.
Absolutely.
It's good evening. Good evening. Glad to be on tonight. Glad to be part of this panel. Every Tuesday night, as often as we can, Two Gents in the mic. Glad to have our guests on tonight. And so I'm going to let the guests take her time and share with us. And we have plenty to talk about later. Plenty to talk about.
Yeah, I told Montreal we was going to get her on here for about 30 minutes, and we're going to interview her, because you have to interview the people that's out there.
Hey, Ron, but look,
if you don't give them a voice, who will?
Look now, we're not going to give her 30 minutes. We're going to give her as long as she needs. And then when she finishes what she's got to do, because we want to make sure that she get a platform out there. All this other stuff, we can tackle that. You know, we'll stay on 2 or 3 hours. But if it's okay with you and the mic, because mainstream media, remember, is not going to give her this opportunity. So we're going to try to do what mainstream media is not doing, which is enlighten and inform. And she's going to be able to do that tonight. So, Ron, you're the captain of the ship. If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it, man. I just follow along. I'm just a little person over here. I just make sure the sound come out and the pictures show up and that everybody's here. And I'm looking at that beautiful smile coming from Montreal. And, I got a little bit of history with Montreal and her husband. And they got a story that they can tell. And I'd rather let her introduce herself, because I know she's a grown. I almost said it, but I'm going to give Pastor a little bit of respect. So, Montreal, tell us about what your vision is and what you've done, and just introduce yourself. Wait, I can't go no further. I'm looking in the background. I see a U.S. flag back there.
Yes, sir. You see a U.S. flag.
I think I know where it come from, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. This is about Montreal tonight. So how you doing, Montreal? Come on in.
I'm doing well. Yes. I'm running for Fort Bend County Clerk, And what a lot of people don't know about me is that I already work in the office. I am the manager of operations. So I'm the one that oversees all the policies and procedures within the office. So I'm pretty much in the background. I'm doing all the work in the background. And a lot of people know me through my nonprofit organization, Peterson's Place in Fort Bend County. Well, when I give you a little bit of history, some people will say, well, I've never heard of her before, which is true because we were gone for 30 years. My husband and I were gone for 30 years. We grew up in Houston. We grew up in Fur High School here in Houston, but he joined the military when we were 18 and 19 years old. He joined the military and we left for 30 years and he retired and we decided to come back home. That's why you see the US flag behind you, because he is military, the US Navy. He's a retired officer. And we moved back home and we decided to move to Fort Bend County. When we moved to Fort Bend County, I immediately began to go into the community with my nonprofit organization, Peterson's Place. And what Peterson's Place is it's a nonprofit that supports teen parents. What we do, we provide support for teen parents and encourage them to finish school, to finish high school. Some of the ages, it can go anywhere from 13 to 21. And some of the children we have helped that was over 21 years old. And now we're offering scholarships to these teens to where they can continue beyond high school. Well, that's what a lot of people know me for, which is Peterson's Place. So when I put in that I was running for office, they're like, whoa, where did she come from? Because they knew me just from a nonprofit in the community. So a lot of people know me in the community, but they didn't know I was a politician. I really can't say that I am a politician, which I was told to never say I'm not a politician, but I'm really not. I'm here for the community. I'm here to do the job. I'm here to do what I've already been doing in the office. It's weird because a lot of people look at me because my current county clerk is Republican. And she chose me out of a lineup of people because I can do the job because of my experience. And I love that about her. She didn't look at what party I was with. She doesn't do background checks on what party that you voted for or anything like that. She did it based on my experience. So I've been placed in rooms that only God put me in for a reason. And I believe it's for what I'm running for today.
Absolutely. I'm gonna give it to Byron Glass because I see him itching at the thumbs over there. I know him. I've been on the air with him for quite a while, so I'm gonna give it to Byron Glass, and then Byron pass it to Pastor Riggins, and we gonna
Yeah, Ron, just a little help and feedback. You are right. There's a distinct difference between a politician and a public servant.
Yes.
I would advise that you are a public servant and you're going in to serve the public, not because of what they want, but because of what they need. Ron, oftentimes, again, it's 2026 and environments have changed. Thought processes have changed. But it's good to have a positive individual who happens to be from African-American descent that's out there running, that's capable of doing the job, don't have to worry about whether it's DEI or whether it's affirmative action, whatever. This person is qualified to do the job. So again, you know me, Ron, I am happy, I'm elated. Riggins, the same thing. Our goal is to try to push and do whatever we can to try to help her voice and her message get out there. Riggins, I'm going to yield to you because you're the historian, and I'm going to let you interject a little as well.
Yes, please. You talked about your current position. Will you please restate that and give us the details what that entails, what you're doing now, so that the voter may know your qualifications and all of the things that you experience, so our voters and listeners may have a better grasp of who they're voting for, if you don't mind.
Yes, I oversee the policies and procedures, whatever it is that the current county clerk needs and the two chief deputies, whatever they need as far as digging in deeper, that would be me. That is the policies and procedures. If something is broken, they would give me the project and I would have to go through that project and find the missing pieces within the project. I'm also over our emergency system. They've never had anyone over the entire emergency system of the county clerk's office. And we went to a conference with over 400 county clerks last year, and I was one of four, possibly four county the clerk's office that created an emergency program. That means that if anything happens in that office, if our office catch on fire, if our office floods, we can't get to the office, I created to-go boxes. To-go boxes meaning to where you can go to any of our alternate locations and set up to where we have uninterrupted services. So, yes. And so what falls underneath the county clerk's office is small courts. We are over commissioner's court. We're also over vitals. We also have OPR and recording underneath county clerk as well. So all those fall under that umbrella of the county clerk's office, and my responsibility is to oversee the policies and procedures.
So when say I'm a citizen of Sugar Land, and which is believed in Fort Bend County, I come to the county clerk. Are you the one responsible also for my license and registration, or paperwork and stuff like that? Also,
if you're a voter, we do not do elections in our office. We have our own elections department within Fort Bend County. We were one of the few. It does not fall under the county clerk at our location.
Okay.
But what we do cover is the vitals, which is your marriage certificates, birth certificates, death certificates. We also take care of DBAs, deeds, plats, the historical books. That's more of what we will be taking care of.
Okay. Now, Rick, just a question. And you notice you said the word deeds. Mm-hmm. How important is it for, and I'm gonna just be specific, the African American community to understand the importance of deeds?
It's very important. And what the current county clerk has created, she went and purchased a program called the Property Fraud Alert Program, which I oversee. And we have to go out and push that in the Property Alert Program, because we've seen to where people are stealing deeds and stealing property. Mm-hmm. And you have people living in houses, you have notaries, that are fake. You have them coming in and filling out fake paperwork. But the county clerk's office, all we do is record the information. We're not attorneys, we're not lawyers, we're not experts. We record it, and once it's in, it's in. Mm-hmm. It's in the system. It's very important for people to go back and do their research with titles and deeds and have someone to look it over when you go and purchase your home. That's why it's important for you to have a title company, because they can back that up. But we see a lot of theft with deeds, and you actually have to go to court to prove that is your home after someone already has it. So they legally have your house until you prove that it's actually yours. Right. So yes, that's a huge program that we have in our office, and I want to continue that legacy of keeping that program. And right now we have about 20,000 subscribers to our program.
Okay. Now, I'm a historian, also a journalist by trade, by being a degree in Bachelor of Arts in Journalism. So I'm going to ask you another question. What communities or cities are in Fort Bend County that should be voting for you?
All of them should be voting for me.
But what cities, like if someone's watching us right now, how do they know that they can vote for you? What cities? Is it Sugar Land, Fresno?
Yes, it's Sugar Land, Fresno. We have, babe, what are the other counties that we have? I'm sorry. Yeah. Sugar Land, Fresno, Kendleton, Beasley, Richmond, Rosenberg, Mission Bend.
Parts of Missouri City, right?
Missouri City as well, yes. Missouri City.
Do you reach out?
Part of Katy.
Katy?
Part of Katy. Yes. Part of Katy, part of Pearland. And That's the majority of them there. That's the majority of them.
Yeah, because y'all do have that one corner where all three counties come together right over there. I think it's at 521, and I forgot about that. That's that little portion right there at 521 in Alameda where everything comes together. I heard you mention deeds, and another thing that I want you to cover because we had a lot of news articles here in Houston where people that own their house that never went back to check their deed, and when they go to do anything with their house, they find out that they don't even own their house no more. That somebody else
Right.
has the deed, and you say they have to fight for it. So could you explain how that happens when you're sitting back comfortable and you're in a position where you think that you just got the house, you're free and clear, you're a retired school teacher or a retired lawyer or something, and somebody go out there and claim your house from under you?
Yes, it can be under false pretenses. I mean, they can just come and fill out the application and we just record it. If everything looks good, if everything looks legit, then we will record it. If you find out years later, what we're finding is when someone is deceased or the property is being sold, that people find out that it's not theirs. And they come back and like, what do you mean? We can go through the recording and see that someone recorded the deed as their property. And like I said, it's a long process. Our hands are tied at that point to where you actually have to go through the whole court process to get your house back. You have to hire an attorney to get your house back and go through the whole motion of going through court and proving that that house is yours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the thing that we, as a general public, we should be aware of is that what she's saying is that you have to get a lawyer to fight to get your property back because you didn't go out there and
Yes.
look at your records. You have to hire
Right.
a lawyer, and that's been happening here in Houston a couple of times in the downtown area in Third Ward, where they went out there and they was just laying claims to properties out there, and they had to end up going to court. And that kind of points back to what I'm about to say right now. And I think Glass will agree with me on that. If you don't have a person at the table that can understand your situation, so we keep voting people in that don't care about us, or we keep voting people in that when they get in and we have a problem, we wonder how come we can't go to them and get it resolved. Well, maybe they don't want to. Maybe they have bigger things to fry. But if you get somebody that's on the same level as you, somebody that's came from a struggle and understand what it takes to get that property and then maintain it, that's been there, they've seen their parents. So I'm gonna say this because Montreal and them to travel a little bit before they got here. So I just want to say, somebody that understands what you're talking about, somebody that you can go in there and say, hey, I got this problem. It's almost like somebody saying defund the police, but as soon as they have a problem, somebody robbing their house, the first thing they want to say is, let me call 911. Well, that position that Montreal has that she's running for will help protect you in any situation. And I'm sure she would help. It doesn't matter where you come from, what background you got, because don't think that they just want those big houses. They want them little bitty houses that don't nobody pay attention to. Maybe your parents have passed away and that deed been vacant, no name on it, no nothing, nobody's acting on it, but the taxes are being paid, but the kids live out of town and all the rest of that. They can come in and claim that paperwork, but by the time Montreal and them get it, the only thing that they can tell you is go to court. You got to go to court because they claimed it long enough where you have to fight for it. So Montreal, I wish that you would speak on that because I think that we get caught up in so much other stuff that we forget. Local elections count too. And Byron always said that. As I get older, I'm beginning to figure that out, that he was right. We could talk about all that national stuff, but if you don't have local representation where you at, go ahead, Montreal. I'm sorry.
It is. I tell people all the time, it starts at the lower level. Your community, that's where it starts. That's where your taxes, especially Fort Bend County, the commissioners determine your taxes. And that's one thing that a lot of people complain about is the taxes. At the county clerk's office, she's protecting your property. She's protecting the deeds that you have. And the property system that you're referring to, we do have, once they file something in the office with a deed, the program sends you an alert. It sends you an alert as soon as your name pops up. So we can't stop them from recording it, but we can let you know as soon as it records through our system, it sends you a notification that it showed your name showed up on our property. Now, if your name is John Smith, it's going to send it to 500 John Smiths, but that's up to you to call us and say, hey, my phone just rang and say someone just use my name. We will look that up and tell you what was being filed, or you come to the office and tell us, and let us look up what was being filed under your name. But it starts, like I said, what you were saying, it starts at the lower level, and people think that up here at the top is where a lot of the decisions are made. Down at the local level is where we fight for what's in our communities. That's where the fighting is. It's on the lower level.
I think I heard Byron Glass say this a million times.
Yes,
he said
it's
he
on the
went
lower
to and I'm gonna relate this back to you. He went to a PTA meeting, and sometimes he was still the only person in there, but it was plenty of other people that look like him that's within his district that's out there. But
Correct.
that's the reason why I say this, Pastor, and I mean this, Pastor. You have to have a seat in the table. And ever since we've been on the air, we've been saying this. You have to have a seat. You have to have a person that looks like you within the room to try to understand or relate to where you at. So, Pastor, I'm gonna let you come in because you're out there, and I know.
Right. Another question I ask you. Do you have any primary? Anybody running against you in the primary? And when is the primary election? Also, do you know who will you be running against your former boss or your boss in Republican? I mean, in the general election. Tell us the whole election process, election season, so we can get ready for that, if you don't mind.
Yes. For the primary, I have 3 other candidates on the Democrat Party, on the Democrat side, and then we have 2 Republican. The dates are February 17th through February 27th for early voting, but the primary, I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying that's soon out, because I was going to ask you the same question.
Yes. And the primary is March 3rd. It's on March 3rd. And we believe it's going to be a runoff for the county clerk's office because we have so many. The incumbent, which is my boss, she's no longer running. And that's why you have so many trying to fill her seat. That's why you have so many that came out that's trying to fill her seat. She's no longer running. She's been in office for 15 years.
So you're telling me after March 3rd, maybe yourself and another Democrat may have a runoff, and maybe 2 Republicans may have a runoff.
Yes.
Then out of those 2 runoffs, then in November, the winners of those runoffs will face each other. Or is it May?
That would be in, I believe it's April or May.
April, May.
It's in May. It's in May. I'm sorry.
It's in May.
May.
The runoffs, the primaries in March, and the general election is going to be in May.
Yes.
Wow. And you can have runoff.
No, the general election is in November.
Well, that's what I'm asking. So the runoff,
the general election is in November.
The runoff will be in May,
election, yes, a runoff election will happen in May.
Right. That's what I was trying to ask you. So the general election. So when we go out to vote in the midterms, you're going to be on the ballot in November if you win the primary for the Democratic side. But to win that primary, you're going to March 3rd, and then if there's a runoff, it's going to be in May. You win in May, and then you'll be on the ballot for November. I'm gonna let the voters know so they can be committed to the whole process. They may go out there
it's re-election
March 3rd and say, "Oh, I voted." No,
yes, sir. It's 3 elections.
Right.
Yes, sir. So that's very important.
Yes.
Yes, and we went out block walking, knocking on doors and handing out my my cards, and a lot of people don't even realize we have a primary election. A lot of people go out and vote during the general election. They don't know anything about a primary election. And that's the most important, is the primary.
Right. You can't get on the ballot with that. You can't get on the general election ballot without winning that.
And Ron, that's my problem with the lack of understanding with regards to the voting process. Reagan's glad that you ran that trail out. Montreal, the current office holder.
Yes.
I'm almost certain that individual is not going to endorse somebody at this point.
Correct.
What is it that people in that area need to do to try, not necessarily when I say pressure from a negative standpoint, but to let her know that she invested these years and this time in you. Now you're running, you're qualified to lead the office. What is it that they need to do to try to influence her to at some point? Because I'm believing that you are the incumbent right now because you are the person with the experience. And typically, incumbents usually have about a 20 or 30% gap just from everybody already knowing them. What is it that they need to do to try to talk to her to say, look, this is the person. What is it that we need to do for you to endorse Montreal?
That's off limits.
She can't do it.
She can't because
That's off limits.
I think it's off limits because she still work for her right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's still working for
Yes.
her right now. And so now as
Yes.
a present employee of the person that she's gonna be taking off. Now if you were not working for this lady, if you was coming off the street like me, then you can talk about this.
See,
Correct.
yeah, I guess it's different there because see, whether we elected or not here in Louisiana, we can endorse whoever we choose to endorse, unless it's something that's civil service nature. But an individual like me, I can endorse anybody that's running for the Attorney General's office, the DA's office, the judge's office, the sheriff's office, all that kind of stuff. So maybe you guys' rules are a little different because I incumbents all the time usually endorse the person that's coming out of their office.
Unless you're a different party.
No, we as a Democrat. Well, I'm not a Democrat now. I'm a Democrat. We can endorse whoever it is that we choose to endorse in any election, unless it's public service. I mean, a civil service.
See,
Read between the lines.
Right. But you have to understand this. If I could bring this into this, Fort Bend County. This we have Troy Nels and his brother out of there.
Correct.
You have Judge George, who switched from Democrat to Republican.
Yes.
While he's on trial. It's fraught with. I know what's going on here. It's fraught. Right. So she's walking the fine line.
Yes.
She had to be a Democratic person working for a Republican in her office, and now running against Republicans as a Democrat. That's
correct.
I sensed that. And also, let me say something else. Fort Bend County, for the last 10 years, been one of the fastest growing counties in the nation.
Yes.
Top 5 all the time. At one time was the fastest growing. And so while you named all those communities, there are a whole lot of subdivisions and a whole lot of outlying suburbs that might not even be under a community name that's going to be voting for you.
Correct.
Yes.
Right now, we're already, I can attest, we're already at 1 million in population. It's just the census has not come out yet, but we know we're already over 1 million. And that's when the census comes out, that's when the legislation laws will change again. And that's something that I'm doing in the office currently as well, that a lot of the other candidates may not know, that the legislative laws change once you hit 1.2 million in population. So that's part of my job that I'm doing now, looking into the legislation laws to see what will change. So when that number do push out, then we can already be going uninterrupted services, as I stated before. But yes, it's growing very, very fast. Communities popping up everywhere.
Yeah. See,
consistently.
Because Houston proper is about 3 million people. We talk about Harris County and all the different counties around. And then they take take Montgomery County, Fort Bend County, all that. It's supposed to be around about 4 million people, so to speak. Like we're close. We're right behind Chicago. No, always. But now with Fort Bend County coming up to about 1 million people, that's going to put the Houston area, so to speak, in a whole nother realm. But that's why they try to keep Harris County. There's a whole lot of politics in the run. That's why the governor's down here today in Harris County again. They want Harris County to be separated from Fort Bend County, but you can at any time you cross over one street to another and you're going from one county to the next. Like in Missouri City, and you touch Sugar Land, all that kind of stuff, and that's, so you have to understand what she's saying. So once they hit that 1.2 million, that's going to change the whole concept of Fort Bend County. And we hope that she gets in before that happens. So then she's already sitting in the seat because once that happens, it's going to be even harder for someone like her as a Democrat in a Republican-dominated county. I can see it; she can't see it to be able to get that seat.
Yes.
Yeah, those numbers, I agree with you, Pastor. And you're right. Houston is set up where you run from one street, you cross the street, you in Fort Bend County. You cross the street another way, you might be in Alvin County. You cross the street another way, you might be in Brazoria County. Because
Chambers County, Montgomery County, and
right there.
And Waller County. You see, you're there. You go to Waller, Texas.
Yeah.
Part of it Harris County, part of it Waller County.
Yeah.
Go over to the Woodlands. Part of it is Harris County, part of Montgomery County. You know what I'm trying to say? So in her case, you got A-Leaf touched up against Sugar Land. You got Richmond touched up against A-Leaf. You have Missouri City touched up against Sugar Land. So so I know what she's talking about.
I'm kind of at an advantage. The reason why I always point out that corner at Alameda over there, because that's the one place where you got 3 counties that make a point over there at Alameda. That's one of the things when we used to draw maps, because I used to draw jurisdictional maps when I worked at Harris County. So I know a lot about that as far as the mapping and the jurisdictions and all the rest of that. I think all of that comes up under you. Part of it comes up under you too, or does it come up under the appraisal district?
That's the appraisal and the commissioners.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of figured
sir.
that. So Montreal, if you want, I know that you said there's other people running against you, but out of all the people that's running against you, any of them any of them have the same experience that you do?
No, sir. None at all. None at all. None know the inside of what's going on in the inside. And that's the advantage. Like, again, as I stated before, my hands are all over the area of the county clerk's office. Wherever you see the current county clerk, I'm there as well. If you see her in the picture, I'm the one that's taking the picture. If you see the speech or the presentation, that is me as well. All the policies and procedures, and I'm also over the whole entire finance department, which is over the whole budget of the county's clerk's office. So it's a lot of umbrellas that is under what I do. Is so much to explain, because if she hands me something that has to do with courts, we have a chief deputy that's over courts, but I have to work with that chief deputy in order to get that policy and procedure correct. If we have a new technology system that comes in, I have to work with that chief deputy in order to get the policies and procedures correct for that technology system, that new equipment that we have. So I'm involved in every area. I'm also the liaison between the county clerk and all the other departments. Like I said, the commissioners, I have a lot of communication with the commissioners and the judges, and a lot of the KP George and the district judges, the county judges, the JP judges. My hands are everywhere. It's just that I work in the background. I just work in the background.
And that's the thing that I will say to anybody that's out there that's running for this office. You don't know what all it entails. And once you get in that position, and you've been in that position, you find out that a lot of stuff that you thought that you want to be involved in, you may not want to be there, because it's those surprises that come up. And at some point, somebody is held accountable for the actions that you take within that office. Yes. So I take my hat off to you, Montreal. I know you. I know your family. And I've been around you enough to know that if you say you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. I know that your family is motivated by it, but I don't want them to get out of here without them knowing who Montreal is, because you mentioned it a couple of times, but you didn't really go into detail of how your organization got started. Because see, some people think that you just step up to the table, you got this golden spoon in your mouth, and they just think that you come out of nowhere with all that. I'll almost say this name, but you didn't come from that background. You came from a whole different background. Somebody can identify with your background, So if you
Yes.
would just mention your nonprofit and tell us how you came up with the idea. I want people to get to know you on this
Yes.
program, and the reason why they can put you in that position, the reason why they know you, that you can also do the job and have the qualifications,
Yes,
and
sir.
probably have the empathy and the sympathy to deal with them when they come in and have a problem.
Yeah, tell your
Yes.
story. Tell your
My
story. His
my
story.
husband
Tell your story.
my husband and I met in high school. I was one of four, a single parent. My husband was one of three, single parent. And it was bad for us. We had to wear our clothes, each other clothes. My sisters and I had to wear each other clothes. We would wash them in the bathtub, wear them the next day, just switch them up. It was that bad having a single parent home. We didn't feel that we were broke because of the way that we were raised, but we knew it was struggles that my mom had. I met my husband in ninth grade. He was in 10th grade. And our very first relations, I ended up being pregnant. I was pregnant. And it was very hard for me to go and tell my mom that I was pregnant. The guidance counselor found out that I was pregnant and she pulled me in the office and she did a woozy on me, meaning she didn't encourage me. She knocked me down and said I wasn't going to be anything. I was going to be on welfare. I was going to have more than one baby, unwed. He didn't really love me. He didn't care for me, so on and so forth. And it was something that I really had to sit back and think about. And my mom, of course, when she did find out, she was upset. And that was a relationship that was broken. It was broken once she found out because the trust was broken and the struggles that she was going through. And then here comes another baby. So we went through high school. I ended up having my baby in the end of my 10th grade year. And my husband was a year ahead of me. Well, my boyfriend at the time, he was a year ahead of me. He joined the military. He ended up getting a football scholarship, which his mother told him she was not raising another baby. So he had to join the military. And same thing with me. I had an academic scholarship, but my mom was like, I'm not raising another baby. So you need to do what you need to do. I can't do it. So I joined him and went with him to the military. I was a military spouse. So that's where the 30 years came from. But I did want to let that teacher know today, I am still with my baby's father. I graduated number 10 in my class with an academic scholarship. We have never been on welfare. So all the things that she told me, it encouraged me. It didn't knock me down. Everything that she said I could not do, I did the opposite of what she said. So that's my life. And now with Peterson's Place, it 1923 Inc. is what it's called. Peterson is my last name. And I wanted a safe place for teens to be. 1923 is Psalms 23. That's what that is, Psalms 23. So it's Peterson's Place 1923, and we want to have a safe place for those teens. And I've walked the walk. I've lost the friendships. I struggled. I sat in my room and cried. I tried to do homework at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning while feeding the baby at the same time. I couldn't go to dances, couldn't go to parties with my friends, couldn't go to the beach, couldn't go to all these different places in high school because I was determined that I was not going to be that type of statistic that she wanted me to be, that she placed on my life. I was going to be a different type of statistic. And that type of statistic was to beat everything that she said I was going to be. So her words did not define me. I had to change that and go against the narrative of what she said. So today I'm here to fight for those students, to help them to say, hey, it's okay. I have some diapers for you. You feel like you need to go out and get a job? No, I got it. I need you to focus on your school and focus on your baby being at home. Those fathers, my husband go out and speak to those fathers as well to say, hey, if you're not going to be with her, be a man. Be a man. Stand up and be a man. Raise your family. Be a father to that baby. And he's helping them. We help them get jobs. We have contacts at FedEx that helps them get jobs to where they can work anytime during the nights, anytime during the day, whenever they're available. That's the kind of service that we have. And again, Now, last year, we just started to where I offer scholarships, that we're going to give them scholarships to where they continue their education. I didn't get to go to school afterwards until later on in life. My husband now has a master's and he's working on his second master's. But it's those types of things that we have that we need to encourage the students. A lot of the times when we approach, people ask me, especially from a religious background, they would ask me, what is Peterson's Place? And I would tell them what the name is about and everything. They look down on it because of teen pregnancy. The job is already done. The damage is already done. Why not support them? Why not encourage them? Why not lift them? Why not lift us? I have to say us. Why not lift us? Why not stand beside them and say, hey, let me help you. What do you need from me? Sometimes all we need is a hug. Sometimes all we need is those words of encouragement. It's not a lot that we need. And just listening to some of these teens that we have, is just to sit down and just hear their story. They want to hear success stories like I have, so they can know that they can make it in life, because there's no one there telling them that they can do it. It's no one telling them that they can go to college. It's no one telling them that they can be an officer in the military. It's no one telling them that they can travel all around the world. It's no one there doing that. There's no one there doing that. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
Say it. Because you know what? And I'm gonna help you out a little bit, Sean. I see you out there. That's awesome. Sean said that's awesome. But Sean, you've been a private before. And going through those lower ranks ain't so easy when you got a child and you're trying to get there. See, people look at the end result of where you came from.
Right.
See, they look at all that gold and that officer and all the rest of that. They don't know the struggles that you had to go through to get there. They don't know the struggles that Pete had to go through to get where he was, because he didn't leave there with a college education. He got a college education after y'all was raising a child while y'all was in the military. So I want them to know that that's a struggle.
Mr.
That ain't
Ron,
somebody that don't understand the concept of making ends meet. Using what you got. You know, she already said that her mother wasn't too much in favor of it, but a mother, I'm sure everybody had to step in and help her get to the point where she was, because as you heard, she said Pete was a year ahead of her.
Yes. Ron, I caught a Greyhound bus. It was 48 hours that I had to ride to Virginia to be with my husband. 48 hours, me and a little 1.5-year-old had to ride a bus, 48 hours. Never been away from home during that time. So it was pretty scary. And when we got there in Virginia, we had this little apartment. He bought some old beat up Grand Prix that was already 10 years old, but that he got ripped off on, paying so much money for the car, thousands and thousands of dollars. But we thought it was a good deal, $250 a month that we could afford. Okay. But when we just had a bed that we got off of financing as well, ripped off. And we had a boom box. My TV was black and white, and it was on a boom box. Y'all know what a boom box is. I can tell y'all in my age group. And that was the television that I had. But our apartment was right on the edge of the dumpster outside. And what I would do at night at 12 o'clock, I would see who would take out their trash. I would see. That's how I fully furnished my house off of someone else's trash. That's how I got a couch. That's how I got my Christmas tree. That's how I got a coffee table. That's how I got my dinner table. Everything was out of the trash can. So when people see us today and where we live today, they're like, oh, they good. Oh, they, no, you don't know the struggle. And when I say I had to do it, it's because a week after I got there, my husband was called to Desert Storm. He had to go. He had to leave. I had just got there with a baby. He had to leave. He had to go to war. And then on top of that, we had an eviction notice on the door because he thought he paid the first month's rent, which was actually the deposit.
Tell the story.
It wasn't the first month rent. So it's all of the things that tried to break us, but all it did was made us stronger, and it made us better. It made us better. We cried. I'm not saying it was easy, but that's where we started. People don't realize, they see everything that we have now and think it was just so easy. It was not. All of my stuff in my house was from the trash. It was dumpster. It was from the dumpster.
So Montreal, for the young individual who maybe has given up hope and feel like I'm wasting my time voting. For the older person who feel like they may be going back through what they went through in the 60s, tell them specifically why they should vote for you.
They should vote for me because I've been there. I've been there. To the youth, I've been there. I've been to where I didn't think it was important for me to vote until my husband was placed in rooms, meaning rooms, wars, that I had to do it by myself, with my kid. I had to do it by myself. But going out and voting on the lower level, as I said, and the general election as well, the big one as well, you're determining the future. For those older people, yes, it looks like we're going back. Everything is going back. They're fighting against all the stuff that we work so hard for, our voting rights, the women's rights, DEI. I mean, all of that is disappearing. We need to get out and vote. We have to vote. Without our voice being heard, nothing is going to happen. And it's going to keep going the way they want it to happen. We have to go in and step in and vote. Our voices need to be heard. And that's the only way that it can be heard is through the ballots. Through the ballots.
Ms. Peterson, I want to say this. As a pastor and also as an educator, I appreciate your story about being a young woman that's pregnant, and because I work at alternative school. Yes. And when young women get pregnant, they have to come to my school. They put them off the campuses, they have to come out of school. As a pastor growing up in very religious churches, and we grew up in the 70s and 80s and 90s, when a young woman got pregnant, what they would do, bring her to the front of the church and shame her.
Yes.
Stuff. And
that was me.
I never believed in all that. I'm a PK, a preacher's kid. I never believed in what they were doing. And so I was outside of the box because I was beyond. Say, wait a minute, God's a God of restoration. He's a God of because guess what? Even though we know it was of the Holy Spirit, Mary and Joseph wasn't married whenever Mary got pregnant.
That's right.
Even though we know it's of the Holy Spirit, that's why he wanted to put her away. I know I'm way off into religion a little bit, but I'm saying, but that was your story. Next thing I'm saying, I'm gonna leave it alone. I grew up very poor as a preacher's kid, and my dad had lost his bivocational job, and we went through the gamut of everything like you're saying until finally he put us all through school on scholarships scholarships, grants, and loans, and then he went back to school, became a school teacher. Folk don't like to tell their story. They just want to talk about the end of it. Look, I live in a big 4,000 square foot house. Look, because when I was married, it was a big deal when I would say about how poor I was, and my wife at the time like, I don't tell all that. No, you need to tell all that. Right. You have to tell where you come from so people can associate who you are. Mm-hmm. They can associate who you are and what you're doing. Then they can know that they can touch you. They want to vote for you because you've been in the place where they're at right now. Correct. You're not too high in the clouds. You're not trying to be the Joneses. You just happen to arrive, but you had a story to tell to get there. So we appreciate your story.
Thank you.
I think that's what Glass was trying to say, is that if you can tell a story, if you can put it out there, and people can understand that you were just like them, they can identify with you. And see, I just really want to clarify this because I need you to understand that story that Montreal just told was a story that all of us know about in high school. It was always 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids, young ladies that got pregnant, and the school looked down on them first. Then other students looked down on them and say, "Oh, they ain't gonna be about nothing. They ain't going nowhere." But see, in the uniting of these two people through their struggle, I ain't saying it's always been perfect, but I'm gonna tell you,
right?
I've seen them where they're at now, and I didn't know the story of what they had went through before then. I discovered it on YouTube and seen the different events that they were doing. But the person the people that I knew that came back, I seen this guy with all these stripes on his shoulder and in shape, ready to go race his sons and stuff like that. He was moving mountains then, but he was talking about getting out of the service He never indicated the struggle that how they got there. He never her. She is there worried about it. I had to learn it.
Right.
I'm asking. What I'm saying is, if you're gonna go out there and vote for somebody that understands where you at. It's a lot of houses in Richmond, Sugar, Sienna Plantation. They're big, but I guarantee you, it's more houses that are on a lower level than it is ever of them big houses out there. And that's where
Yes.
that's where the problem starts, because they want to get your land to build one of them big houses on, because they know how the city is growing and where it's progressing. And you need to have somebody that's in that place. And we're coming up on 50 minutes, and I say 30. And when I asked Montreal to come on, and Byron Glass said, no, we're going to take as long as we need to get this done. Pastor Riggins, we get into it, but I love getting into it. We had some people that commented out there. Sean, we saw your comment. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Sean is a military person too, so us military people, we understand the struggle, but we understand. We look at Pete now and we say, oh yeah, they've been like that all their life. Look at them, she up there taking pictures with him. If you out your page, you'll see her and her husband together in an officer uniform. But one of them pictures out there that I seen, I was trying to get it on the air, but I ended up saving it somewhere I couldn't get it to. He had on one of them little sailor hats. He didn't have on that officer hat. And he's sitting in his lap, smiling in. So, I've been paying attention. I've been drawing pictures based on what I'm saying. But I saved it to a folder that I couldn't get to. Montreal said anything, and fellow hosts, is there anything else that you want to ask Montreal before we let it go? Because it's so much stuff going on in Montreal. I don't even want to confuse the two. I want to give you a chance to get your voters and get them on. And if you look behind me, that's Montreal running for the county clerk. That's her right there. You got it live on the stage. And I'm gonna yield to my co-host, and then Mike down there with the hat on.
Ron,
we're gonna get her out of here.
I always pay attention to two things: patterns and behavior. Mm-hmm. And, I think it would be appropriate for her to say, yes, she's always been like that, but not in the way that people think. She's always been determined. She showed that. She's always had the will and the desire to complete the task. That's why you should strongly consider me. That's why you should not only consider me, you should vote for me, because I've been tried and I've been tested. Now it's time for you to give me the opportunity to do the job for you, because she's distributed everything that was in her. It has been shown. Even as a young person who was growing up as a single parent, didn't know what was on the other side of the fence. But look, she had the will and the desire. She had that determination. So yes, I've always been like this. I didn't just start getting this will and the desire. Right. That's why I'm hoping, Ron, that you guys out there, whatever it is that you guys can do, because it's our job to uplift our people, not because she's black, not because she's a female, but because she's qualified being black. She's qualified because she's a female. So as a result of all those things, it's our job to give her the boost. And whatever it is that y'all can do, run out in that area, Riggins, maybe your church, let them know, make sure they know when the election is, because it's so confusing here in Louisiana now, where if you're independent, you can't vote this time, you can't vote this time without doing this. You got to wait till the open election. All this stuff, it's just creating confusion. And all I see, Ron, is the same thing that my mama went through, that I promised her that I would never go through. All of this stuff is rising back again. We're just repeating the same cycle, just in a different format. With her as a county commissioner, county clerk, you guys have an opportunity to have a voice, not just sitting at the table, but the person who leads everything at the table.
Yes.
Pastor Riggins, and then we're going to let Montreal close out this little set. And I see that head in the background bothering, but I'm not going to bother him tonight. I'm going to let him continue listening. I know he's probably smiling right now. But Pastor Riggins, is there anything you want to say?
I just find it an honor to be able to meet you tonight, and also to want to promote, support what you're doing there in Fort Bend County, and also with your husband working on side of you, and keep doing the great work you're doing with the Peterson's Place. but also we're hoping that I know some people in Fort Bend County. I know one church I'm associated with there, the Sugarland Church of God, and some other people I know there in Missouri City. That I hope that I can be able to connect with them and that they be able to put the word out there. Matter of fact, Sugarland Church of God is not far from Fort Bend Church.
Okay.
It's right there off Elridge.
Okay.
And so if you can get some inroads into that area too, the Fort Bend Church is the big African American church there. I know that there's some people that you probably get inroads there. They can get the word out for you there too, also. So we'll continue to try to connect some dots and keep the word run. We got to keep the word out. They may have to vote for it 3 times:
That's it. Yeah.
primary, the runoff, and the general election.
Yeah.
It's March, May, and November.
And Riggins, thank you for eloquently pointing that out, because 99%, well, a high percentage of the people wouldn't understand that it's that complicated just to get elected.
Yes, right. And my degree is in history, and that's why, my experience is history. So I'm kind of exposed to a lot of this stuff. So that's why I try to bring it out for people to see it.
Yes.
And it's very important, because by the time you get to that third election, people talking about they tired. Well, I'm gonna say it like this: you may be tired, but Montreal, I'm gonna have to say it and get it out here, because if you don't say it at this time, those people out there listening, they ain't gonna understand it. So I'm gonna have to say it in a way where they understand it. See, you was tired when Kamala Harris was running for office. You was tired saying that you was tired of seeing Joe Biden fall asleep. You were tired of everything else that you seen going on. But when this fool got in office, all of a sudden you want to go back and open the polls and everything else. It's too late.
Right.
It's too late then. But you want to complain now. So when you can vote every chance that you get from this day forward up until midterm elections, and every time after then, to keep people that look like him, that can't even tell half her story, because she didn't get $1 million when she was born and say, hey, take this and invest it and do whatever or take this and rip people off.
Right.
And do the best that you can. And when you one day just start lying, one day just follow little girls around, follow little girls on airplanes, go to islands and all the rest of that. When you got a candidate that's sitting here that's telling you her struggles,
yes,
you gotta open up your eyes and open up your mind and stop talking about what's wrong with America today if you're not willing to change it.
correct.
And if it means going to the polls 10 times to get this person in office, every single time you need to show up. Come on, Glass.
Right, you kind of making me get like Riggins, want to, do a little preaching here, man. What was tired is when our forefathers had to walk up and down the field, lead the field with no water, and go and try to vote. What was being tired was when you knew the answers to the questions, and they just kept creating other questions with poll taxes and all this other stuff to prevent you from voting. See, all of that was tired back then. But they didn't give up, Ron. They kept on going, so they made it better for us. Now it got to us. And what did we do? We got so comfortable sitting on the front of the bus, even though it didn't do too much. Now we have a qualified candidate that's sitting here right now. So for those who may go back, who will go back and listen to the archive, pay attention if you don't listen to nothing else. And if you haven't asked yourself, why should I vote for her? What is it that she can do? Look at what she did for her own self when everybody else had counted her out. Look at what she did when the teacher told her you wasn't gonna be nothing. Look at what she did when the only person on this planet, the closest person that she's ever been to, which was her mom, kind of got a little discouraged, but it didn't discourage her. So if that's not enough determination, if that's not enough will and desire for you to vote, then you got to ask yourself, why am I existing in this country?
Yes.
I'm gonna add to that, Glass, and I'm gonna let you go after this, Montreal. I heard a man tell me to my face. She don't know what I'm about to say, but he said I had to write a letter to her mama and tell her I was going to be there for her. If you don't understand anything other than that, he wrote a letter when he was in the service that he was going to be there for her. How long y'all been together in Montreal?
It's been 39 years.
What does that tell
39
you?
years.
We ain't supposed to do that. You know, that's on the other side of the table. But see, that's a testimony right there. That's a testimony. We coming up on an hour, Montreal. I'm gonna have to get you out of here because we about to burn up this, and I don't want you to be a part of it. But I'm gonna keep your picture up, and I'm gonna keep mentioning you every time that I get a chance. I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm gonna switch between. I might have to divide it between you and Jasmine Crockett, but I'm gonna do whatever my background allows me to do. Yeah, I agree with you, Glass. I agree with you. We need to have more of these, and we need to continue supporting our people. And Glass texting me in the background. Great show, great show, great show. So Montreal, thank you for coming on. Tell Pete we said hi, but we didn't need him this time because Montreal is on her own.
Ron, hold on, wait. Now, see, we can't end it like that. You know, typically when it's a man on the show, everybody's always saying, "Well, go ahead and bring that great woman out who helped you rise to what." So
tell Pete to get up. I see him in the background. Tell him to come on over here. He already messing up your bandwidth by being in the background trying to see what's going on. He messed up your bandwidth, got you over here pausing every once in a while. Come on over here. These two.
I was on another call too. I've been on for about an hour.
Okay. Hey, look, man, thanks for all the determination, the dedication, the will and the desire that you and your wife had from beginning until now. We're hoping and we're praying that whatever journeys that you guys travel, that you make it, but you have already proven to the world, you have nothing else to prove to anybody. Love life, live it to the fullest, and best of blessings to you guys when you in your successful run. And I'm hoping and praying, and I'm believing, I'm claiming that you're going to come out on top.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Amen. Let me tell you what Pastor Riggins did last week. This is what he said, and I talk too much, but I'm gonna say it anyway. He said, get him on, Ron, get him on. I didn't know I was gonna be able to get y'all on this earth, even though I know y'all have obligations because you're in this organization. You got a man back there with a white beard and all the rest of that, and you still try to go out there and support him in that different. I see what all y'all do on Facebook, and Pete is still putting out information.
Oh, Ron, let him share the information too.
Y'all go ahead. Come on.
If you got Facebook information,
we're gonna start with Montreal, and Pete, just tell them you on hold because you're on the podcast.
My Facebook, my Facebook is Montreal Peterson for County Clerk, for Fort Bend County Clerk. It's my Facebook. Instagram is the same thing, Montreal Peterson for County Clerk. Then another important part of campaigning or running for office is the fundraising. We have to do fundraising in order to buy the materials, to do the advertising, to have rallies, and so on and so forth. So if you find it in your heart that you want to support me in that way, we have Cash App and Zelle for Montreal Peterson for County Clerk as well. So I would love for that. Yes, on the bottom. Thank you, Mr. Ron. And we also, they said also mention your name 3 times. Montreal Peterson for Fort Bend County Clerk. Montreal Peterson for Fort Bend County Clerk. Montreal Peterson for Fort Bend County Clerk.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
No. Come on. March, May, and November.
November, that's it.
Make it relevant. Montreal Peterson in March. Montreal Peterson in May. Montreal Peterson in November.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So if you want to go out and she needs money to run, she needs all the funding that she can get in order to get this position out there. Yes. In the bottom of this thing with a dollar sign there, you can scan that and you can go to her page and you can pick that up. What page is this on? Because I took it from the internet, Montreal.
It's on my Facebook and my Instagram page.
Okay. Y'all make sure y'all go out there and get that information.
I have a website as well, and that is Montreal Peterson for countyclerk.org.
Hey, Ron, you may want to, if you can, just write that down and then somewhere in the subtitle, just post it.
I think I'm gonna scan it and then I'm gonna add it to the description and put it at the bottom of the description.
Okay.
and that way
Montreal,
we can always have it. Tell
Yes,
Pete, come on in here and tell us goodbye so we can get out of here.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, thank y'all for getting her on. And look, let me make sure I'm on mute. Yeah, thank y'all for
Probably
getting
in
her
a
on. I
Zoom
really
meeting somewhere.
appreciate it. And once again, for the good wishes and for the good wishes and the prayers. I mean, it is important with a lot of things going on, to know that you can get up, that she can share her words, share her advice, and at the same time, get that feedback from people to know that you got people praying for you in your corner.
absolutely.
That's so important. And Ron, I know since we have met, man, I know you have always been a good friend, and a fan of us, man. And we truly appreciate that. And this right here also shows how your heart is for us. So thank you for this.
Man, I've been a fan of these guys ever since the first time I seen them. And I ain't gonna tell you where I seen them at, but I'm gonna tell you, I seen them at their best. I seen them at their best, and we enjoyed each other. We both shared military stories, even though he was an officer and I was enlisted. But I never knew the whole story. I found out like y'all by looking at Facebook and following. They never poured that on to us. And when I knew them, they just came into town. And I'm gonna tell you, I gotta say this before I let them go. They had to make a choice between South Carolina, I think it was South Carolina and Texas, and they chose Texas. I know them a little bit. I had a couple of discussions with them. All right. I want to thank you both, and I really appreciate it. And if there's anything you want to add to what we already shared, go ahead and share it. And then we're going to let you guys get out of here.
Yes, it's just Montreal for County Clerk at gmail.com is our email. And then again, our website is montrealforcountyclerk.org. Everything is on the website, and we would love for you guys to come on. We would love for you guys to vote March, vote May, vote November. Montreal for County Clerk, and I'm number 1 on the ballot for County Clerk. Number 1.
Amen.
Number 1 for a reason.
Number 1 for a reason. Yes, sir.
Yes. We need Lexus, BMW, Pookie. We need everybody that's Nissan Maxima, blue, purple, orange, yellow, green. If you're over the age 18, we need you to get out to vote.
Yes,
but all they got to do is listen to her story, and the story answers all questions that a person may ask. Again, it's already there. She's already validated the story with the job that she has based on the experience. What else can you ask for?
Nothing.
The only thing that's driven against her is a skin color. Other than that, you can't match it.
Right. And you know what? I'm gonna say it like this. When we voted, just when we had the opportunity to vote just a little while ago, we didn't vote. 90 million of us stayed home. We didn't get up off our sofa to do anything. But you know what? When this turns around, I know Pastor's saying in the back of his mind, they took some of them from us. They did whatever they have to do. They did whatever they had to do. But afterward, it's too late.
It's that one person sitting at home and thinking my vote won't matter. I just sat down with a councilwoman this past weekend, and she said she won by 3 votes. 3. Not 3,000, not 300. 3. Your vote makes a difference on who gets in office. By 3. I need your vote. Amen. I need you 3 times.
Amen.
3 times.
And Pastor, I say that I'm just a Baptist. I'm just like a Baptist pastor. I keep passing this plate. And we're going to get out of here. I keep passing this plate. We're going to go ahead and let y'all go. We appreciate y'all coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I was on another call at the same time, so thank you. Mine was 3 hours.
Oh, I'm gonna pass. I'm through passing the plate now.
Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it.
Good night.
Y'all take care. Go ahead and sign off. We're gonna go ahead and get with the rest of the show. We love y'all. Y'all be good.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
So what is going on in this country, bro? Men, we were just sitting up watching the 6 o'clock news with Tony DeCopa, And and I was telling Laura, I said, look, just pay attention. Look at how they interview this guy. They said he asked 3 seconds of a question. He uses 3 minutes to talk about this, that, and the other, and ain't said nothing. But the person who interviewed him won't come. Man, this is the worst that I have ever seen from any person that has been elected from any side of the spectrum. I don't know where we're at. I don't know where we're going, but I can tell you this. This is the worst person that I have ever seen to be elected. And for those people who feel like they are a Christian, I never heard nobody say that everything that they do, they're right and everybody else is wrong. I never saw somebody who always placed the blame on everybody else and never take accountability for himself. We have what you call 100% authentic food that's representing this country.
I'm gonna say this. You remember in 2020 when George Floyd got killed and people were protesting? This black SUV was driving up with these masked men was coming out and stirring up the instigating and causing all this. Trump was setting up the precursor for what he's doing now. Procuring cause. Except now it's wide open. It's just like the early 1920s with the paddy wagons. When the police drove up the paddy wagons and started beating everybody in the streets in Chicago, in Detroit and all other places, same thing. Except it's going on now under the name of ICE, federal agents. And he says he's going to do a retribution in Minneapolis. He's basically saying, listen, we're coming back in for hundreds of people in there, that we're going to beat people up, we're going to run people over, we're going to kill folk. And he's almost like bluff, seeing if he's going to call a bluff with the Minnesota governor to bring out the National Guard. And if the National Guard comes out and face off these people, you have a civil war going on in Minnesota.
Here's the thing that I'm gonna add to what both of you guys just got through saying. And Pastor, I don't know if you look like you froze a little bit, but I just want to say this. You know, people on the East Coast, they don't have no clue of what's going on. As I listen to the national media today, I heard them say, well, you know, this is the first time I ever seen them jump out and act like they do and do all the rest of that. You ain't been down south. You ain't been down south. You ain't been on a home site where them green vans show up and they see them coming and they start scrambling like everything's going on. Their life is at stake because they're trying to get out of there. ICE been doing this. Y'all just getting used to it on that end, but it's been going on down here in the South for a long time. If you was at some of these work sites, some of these jobs that these people were held, and they pulled up and they did that, no, don't act like this is new. It just ain't happening in your area.
Home Depot parking lot is empty.
Thank you. And if you need
Home Depot, you know what I'm talking about, that, Baron.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Do you know what you're talking about?
Before all this happened, you have a bunch of the immigrants sitting out there in Home Depot hollering 2, 4. They want you to take 2 of them home with you or 4 of them home to come to work. And
you might not want them to do nothing but move that dirt pile from one place to another one that's been sitting there, but you would pick them up and take them and give them a fair day's work for a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. And I don't know nobody that's that evil that they don't want a person to even make a living. No, this young lady was
good father. Somalians now. Of March 17th, he said all of them he gonna start surrounding them up, and those who even naturalized citizens like Omar, he's gonna revoke their citizenship. Now, Congress and somebody gonna take him to court, but he gonna try it. Trump is on a racist, evil, demonic tear. Okay.
And the thing that we have to do is stay on course, Pastor. What y'all say? You and Byron Glass say. You say put the pedal to the gas and keep it on there.
Right.
Byron said if you don't vote this time, it's over.
Right. But see, but all this also is all a smoke screen, because when there's 2 million pages of the Epstein file has not been dropped. He knows when they drop what's going to happen. He's been telling y'all 14-year-old girls can give consent. He's telling y'all, but he's hoping that he can run the clock out on that part of it. Furthermore, the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, he's trying to bring criminal charges against him so the man can quit saying the economy's bad. And the inflation has went up. The unemployment is going up. Jobs is low, and he's trying to blame it on the man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This is some serious business that has to be dealt with. And if we can't deal with it at the ballot box, somebody going to deal with it some kind of other way, I'm telling y'all. If we can't deal with it at the ballot box, somebody else going to deal with it some other kind of way. They're trying to drag Bill Clinton into talk about what he did with Epstein so they can give a smokescreen so it won't be looking so bad when Trump stuff come out with Epstein. Bill Clinton said, we're not even going up there. Now, Jack Smith is going to go testify next week, and I hope Jack Smith, see, that's another thing. They might be using that. Like, if we can we can at least distract them with the Jack Smith stuff because we can't try him on that anymore because the Epstein stuff is going to be bad. I know it's going to be bad. But I don't damage with him. Furthermore, I'm close with this. Today he went over down to Detroit and started making a speech. And he knows that the whole deal is about affordability. So he tried to mockingly say the word affordability. And then somebody started hollering, screaming about the Epstein file, about being a pedophile. He started cussing the person back and shot the middle finger at him. This is President of the United States.
You know, Pastor, the only thing that I can say is that he wanted to get elected this time. He had to get elected, and I think Bannon said it best. He said, if y'all let the Democrats win at the midterm, there's going to be a lot of us going to jail.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of us going to jail because he is the only president that's been pocketed money from every move that he's made.
Billions of dollars.
Billions. And what he did this time, and I say it almost on every show that we come to, what he did was he told his kids this time, don't y'all get involved. Don't y'all run to the office. Don't y'all come up here and visit me, because then they can get you on anything that you got going on out there. So we need to be careful. We need to be careful. So Glass, come on in. I know I don't want to exclude you.
I'm listening.
I know.
I ain't excluded. I just feel like, man, I'm still not seeing people motivated. I'm still not seeing people energetic. I'm still not seeing people paying attention to what's going on. And the more you try to remind them that this is a prerequisite to what's going to happen if we don't win in November 2026, it's over.
And you said it a couple of times, and that's what people don't. They act like they don't want to get it. They don't want that to be a part of their voting process. If you go to the media accounts, they talking about giving massages on backs. They talking about what they books and all the rest of this. And I don't. I'm gonna just say it like this, and I want to say it, Glass, and I'm gonna let you have it. Hell, the 2026 elections are coming up. The Republicans are already scared, and you talking about somebody giving you a massage or somebody how they doing how they wrote their book and all the rest of that. I don't give a damn about a book.
Ron Rigger, this is what I've been trying to explain, and I never could get my words right because I never could sit down. But in a nutshell, I was looking at an article today, and it said exactly what I had been trying to say. Is Trump is coming out and saying, brave enough to say, that as a result of civil rights, it hurt the white male, white people. See, and this is what people don't understand. As long as he's able to say that, which is what the majority of his people have always wanted to say, but they didn't have the license to say it. Now he's giving them that. As long as he's saying that, the guy said he can rape kids, he can have whatever with 14-year-olds, as long as he do exactly what they want him to do, which is that. So all this about this, that, like we're gonna say, you can't beat them by 1,000. You can't beat them by 10,000. You can't beat them by 100,000. You got to beat them by millions, because at that point, it's definitive that you lost the election. You couldn't rig it because you didn't have enough power and time to rig it. So at the end of the day, as long as he's saying exactly what they've been feeling in their hearts, run, because many people have said, well, what is affirmative action doing for you? All it's doing is taking away. See, when you got a warped mental mind, your conclusion is always going to be warped. So, Riggins, I'm going to send it to you, man. But
no. What he's saying, what Barron is saying is right. Make America great again is what it meant, is not what he's saying what it means. America's not great as long as you have civil rights. America's not great as long as you have equal rights for DEI and women and people of color and people of other sexual orientation. America's not great unless the white man is running it.
Now you're talking, Riggins.
That's what he's all been saying all along, but now he's saying it in point blunt blank language.
Yeah.
Civil rights was wrong for America.
Yeah.
If we don't win 2026, there will not be a 2028 election.
No doubt.
Whether he stop the election or whether he go into a full-scale war with Europe over Greenland or whatever else he need to do so there won't be an election, there will not be another election. What he'll do is he'll try to keep the seat or just give it to J.D. Vance, one of his sons. America will be like Rome, will be like Greece, will be like the pharaohs in Egypt. In other words, every great civilization ran its course. And he's setting up for 250 years for the course to end. That on Flag Day, his birthday, we celebrate him.
Tyrone, I want to recognize Tyrone real quick. It's all a distraction. You're absolutely right, Tyrone. It's all a distraction. But here's something else that I heard out there. And I just got to put it out because it's, I saw this man in a meeting. And he gets up out of a meeting and he goes to the window and he looks out the window at nothing, space, a building that he has ruined, history that he has ruined. And then he says, isn't it beautiful? Isn't it great? Ain't nothing great about dirt being moved. Ain't nothing great about you destroying American history. Ain't nothing great about you, somebody that was a part of history, had already built something into the White House, and you just walked all over it because you're the president of the United States. Nothing great about that. Nothing. Come on, Riggins.
No, to him it was beautiful. The East Wing belonged to the first ladies. Eleanor Roosevelt, Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, even the Bush wives, and all those women were celebrated in that. Trump don't give a damn.
All right.
That's God not on it, so I'm not cussing. He don't give a damn about women. His wife don't care about that East Wing, so he don't care about it. It is beautiful for him that he destroyed it.
Absolutely.
He destroyed it and said, I'll make a ballroom twice the size of the White House. A ballroom is just somewhere to dance because he don't care about the history of those women. But they'll take him to the Supreme Court. They'll sue for it. And it's being ruled that he's going to what? Now, how do you go back and restore it? How do you go back and restore something you tore up?
You can't. You can't. It ain't there. I mean, when you get the dirt out there, it ain't nothing that you can do. I want to share this with you because we've been talking about people's stories, and Glass, unless you got something you want to say, I want to share this with you real quick. I want to add this to the stage. Glass, go ahead and take Tyrone's thing while we up here.
Oh, he's saying that he is speaking to a selective audience that doesn't realize that he's coming for them next.
Yeah, absolutely right, Tyrone. We're being set up, and we don't know that we may be the ones that ICE come after next.
No, it ain't no maybe run. It's if you get caught at the wrong time.
That's true too.
If over here, I got something for him though.
Yeah.
I never say I would have never lived through slavery, never lived through civil rights, because it's gonna be me and them. I go meet the Lord. So I'm gonna meet the Lord doing it the right way. They gonna come for me. I'm gonna meet. We're gonna meet. One day we're gonna meet the Lord. A few they're gonna meet the Lord. Me too.
Now, Pastor.
I'm telling the truth. No,
Pastor,
sir. I've lived free my whole life, and I'm not gonna go. Nobody gonna take my freedom from it. Only way it's not gonna happen, they don't meet the Lord. I move to Canada, and I do speak French, so I can live in Quebec, Montreal. But otherwise, they come to my place. No ICE not coming to take me. I was born an American citizen on October 7, 1968. In Suffolk, Louisiana, at Calcasieu Marine Hospital at 7:14 p.m. And I'm not naturalized, I'm born. And if they come for me, they're going to meet the Lord.
Pastor, now Christianity voted him into the office.
No Christian, no Christian religion. Religion did.
We sitting here laughing, but it's a sad country that we live in today.
I'm telling the truth.
I know.
I don't have a pistol. I have all long rifles.
Stokely
shotguns.
So you're going to get them before they get to you. You're going to see them coming, huh, Pastor? Hey. I want to play this real quick. It's not long, but I want to get y'all comment on it. Pastor said he got a gun closet. Y'all keep messing with Pastor if y'all want to.
Oh, boy.
Representatives, with Speaker Mike Johnson's majority shrinking, Donald Trump faced another Republican rebellion. 17 Republicans joined every Democrat in a 230 to 196 vote to restore Affordable Care Act health care tax credits for 3 years. That is the Democratic proposal all along. Congressman Brendan Boyle, one of the Democrats who forced that vote to happen through a discharge petition. And joining us now is Democratic Congressman Brendan Boyle of Pennsylvania. He's the ranking member of the Budget Committee, member of the House Ways and Means Committee. Congressman Boyle, this was just impossible territory a short time ago, but the rebellion apparently is underway with some Republicans in some situations.
Today was a good day. The fact that every single House Democrat and a surprisingly high number of House Republicans actually joined together to do the right thing and pass a clean 3-year extension of the Obamacare credit. So the fact that we were able to pass this despite a Republican majority who opposed it and despite a Speaker of the House who opposed it, now it goes to the Senate where Republican senators will be under pressure. Are they going to listen to the overwhelming majority of the American people who want these Obamacare credits extended, or are they going to continue to follow what Donald Trump orders them to do?
I'm going to end it right there. I want to remove it from the stage, and I want to give each one of y'all a chance to comment.
Well, that's what I'm waiting to see what the Senate's going to do. I want to see what the Senate's going to do. See, let me tell you something. In each one of these districts, whether Republican or Democrat, there are people that needed these. Matter of fact, a lot of those congressmen and senators have Obamacare. Affordable Care Act as part of the insurance. They know it's right. They play like Trump and play along with him, but they know it's right. They need that themselves, and people in that district need that for them to get voted in again. So I'm gonna see what the Senate's gonna do.
Glass.
Hey, Ron. As long as you got evil people with evil hearts, you're gonna have that evil mentality. If we needed 51 votes in the Senate, I would be optimistic. But I believe, Rickens, you got to get 60. And if you got to get 60, I don't think it's enough. I don't even want to say men, but I don't think it's enough people that's occupying those spaces that have the courage to cross over and do what's civil and right.
But now it takes Chuck Schumer. He's gonna have to take some smart. That's why I hate the fact Chuck Schumer and these older guys who I need people like Cory Booker, some younger senators who know how to do some smart maneuvering. What they can do, they can get it down to that 51 vote. Because there's some kind of ways you can pull some strings where you got to get a vote 51, 49, whatever. But I don't know if they got the smarts to know how to do it. You know what I'm talking about, Ron Barron? Every now and then they get to where they could bring it to a because remember when they needed 51-49 when John McCain did this thing like this, and so or when they needed every now and then the Kamala Harris to go down there and break that vote, or when J.D. Vance came and broke the vote, Peterson went and broke the vote. So to get it to that kind of vote when you need that 51-49, that's the way they can get it there. but are they smart enough to get it there? You know what I'm trying to say? With a certain resolution within it to make it happen that way.
So go ahead, Glass.
No, I was just saying, right.
You know, my thing is this. I didn't see the Democratic whip or the Democratic House leader come up with something that at least got it to the table. This guy came out of nowhere. I'd never heard of him before. And he at least got it to the table. And see, sometimes we have to hold our current leaders accountable too. I want it to change, but I want it to change in a way where we see progress. And Glass always said, Glass just told Montreal, it ain't enough to just have a seat at the table. It ain't enough just to have a title to your name. You got to open up your mouth and do something with it. I think that's what I heard my brother Glass say.
Sir, you got to be a drum major for justice, which means when they loud, you got to be louder. In order for you to be heard, you got to be louder, Ron. I can tell you this, not boasting or bragging, whatever, but as long as I sat at my seat, my voice has always been heard. You're not going to overtalk me, and I'm not going to undertalk myself. If you got a voice, you got a tongue in the mouth, you use yours, I'm going to use mine the same way. Do not try at any point in time to diminish my voice. I'm like Riggins. I grew up having freedom. That's all I know. I can't say what I will do, and I can't say what I won't do, but what I can say is this. It's got to stop.
Now, say what you normally say.
It's got to stop.
No, say what you normally say.
Well, I'm here, and I don't want to advocate anything. But what I can tell you, Ron, is this. Martin believed one thing, and Malcolm believed another thing. The question is which one you choose. What I can tell you is this. I don't like to be slapped. So if you slap me, I don't know what's going to happen.
My thing is basically this. One of the reasons why they killed Martin and Malcolm like they did was because Martin and Malcolm was starting to get closer together, and they realized that if they could pool their energy together, that they could go somewhere with it. And that's the one thing that they don't like to see. They don't like to see people pulling together. They don't like seeing people with a common cause. But every once in a while, we got to tie this together, and we got to get it to a point. Now, I want to get out of here, Pastor, but if y'all would indulge me one more time, because this is one of the things that I saw, and I want to make sure that people, our audience, see this so they can understand, and you'll understand after you see it. I just need y'all to listen to this. Maybe y'all heard it or you haven't heard it, but I saw this and I just need to get it out. I just want us to see it.
And there's a guy in Jersey, white guy, who was sitting on his couch watching TV, and they broke away from the movie he was watching to show a bridge in Alabama, the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Nonviolent marchers were marching across it, and then, to his shock and horror, they were met with violence from Alabama state troopers who beat them with clubs, trampled them with horses, shot tear gas at them. And one of the people so savagely beaten that day was John Lewis. This man's first reaction was to get up and go to Alabama, but then he realized he couldn't afford to close his business. And then he thought, you know what? I'm not going to allow my inability to do everything to undermine my determination to do something in the cause of my country. He realized he could probably afford one more hour of pro bono work a week. And he found a young woman named Lee Porter who was running something in northern Jersey called the Fair Housing Council. And she said, yes, I need some help. And the two of them got together and decided that they would create a sting operation of sorts. They would send black families to look for homes in all white areas of New Jersey. And when they were told a house was not for sale anymore or pulled off the market, they'd send a white couple behind them to test to see if it was really true. And over the years, they got good at it. They exposed a lot of housing discrimination in New Jersey. Well, years later in 1969, he got a case file, a couple who had been looking for homes in northern New Jersey and kept getting told that they were sold. And so he met with the black couple and planned the sting operation. They would go out looking at houses, and then a white couple would come behind them. Now, they found a house. They fell in love with it, but they were told the house was sold. And then the white couple showed up and found out the house was still for sale. Under instruction from the black couple, the white couple put a bid on the house. The bid was accepted. On the day of the closing, the white couple didn't show up. The black man from the family and the lawyer showed up. While the real estate agent, realizing he was caught, stood up angrily and punched the lawyer in the face. and then he sicked the dog on the black man. The two eventually escaped. Legal proceedings were threatened, but the owners of the house found out what was happening. They agreed to sell the house directly to the black family. The black family thrived in that neighborhood. And in fact, the baby from that family, 43 years later, would go on to be America's fourth black person ever popularly elected to the United States Senate. Me. I know we are facing bad times. We may not be able to stop the most powerful people.
See, that's what we just got through covering. We have to share the story. We have to share the story of these representatives. Sometimes we see the end result and how they got there, but we never know the things that people had to sacrifice to get there. And we have to share that part of the story too. And I hope that that enlightened a couple of people that was out there. Pastor, I don't know if you had seen that story or not.
Never heard it before. I always thought Cory Booker was straight up, but never heard it before. Some people try to down Cory Booker and try to take away his impact and influence. But that right there tells you why he does what he does. He was the baby of the family that actually bought the house, of which the realtor, whatever, the man trying to sell a house, slapped the lawyer and stick the dog on his daddy, right? I like it, man. I love it. I love it, man. I love it.
See,
hey, turn it all back. Turn it to the back like there. You know why? Nah. I thought this a while ago, Baron. You said Malcolm.
That's what I'm going.
Martin. But what I'm about to say is Black Panther, baby. Huey Lewis. Black Panther.
Hey, Rick,
Black Panther. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Is this? We got to get out. We got to go vote. We got to do what's necessary. We can't give up. We can't give in.
Yes, sir.
My mama, your daddy, Run, your mama, your daddy, they did too much. They sacrificed too much.
Run, take a picture of this. All three of us. And post
for us to have the privileges that we have. I'm not violent by no stretch of the imagination. I love any and all people. I do not hate anyone. What I do hate is evil. I hate the devil. I hate anybody that have an evil heart. I don't hate the person. I hate the mentality. So at the end of the day, when the smoke is cleared and the dust is settled, nobody on this podcast is advocating violence, but every man must be swayed by his or her own heart. So Reagan said he's not letting his freedom being taken away. I think we all concur. So at the end of the day, we got to get out there and keep fighting. We got to keep doing what we know we're capable of doing, and we got to keep pressing the gas.
Foot on the pedal. Put your foot on the pedal, mash on the gas.
And don't let up.
Don't let up. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And
Ron, you got a photo of this?
I got it. I had to wait till I got Byron without his mouth wide open, because that wouldn't. Yeah, you the first photo had your mouth wide open. So I just want to say we come on this and we do this. We're gonna start doing more of this. We're gonna start getting other people to come on and interview them, because I like that. I think I remember when Byron Glass used to do this on the Smoking Glass Hour, where he would bring people on and I would listen to them, and I love to hear the stories, because if we don't tell our own story, they're gonna tell it their way.
Yes.
We need to get our own story out there. So I'm gonna bring us all three back to the stage. Not that way. I want to bring us like this. And I want to give it to the pastor. And
hey, take a picture like this. Hey. Take a picture like this, Ron.
Okay, let me try. We got. I'm gonna tell y'all when I'm taking the picture, because I don't need. I messed it up last time. Oh, I got to go back. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm getting ready to take this picture. Pause for a minute. Do it. Become the person that you want to be in this picture. Oh man, it turned into a video. Y'all go ahead and start talking. I'm gonna get it.
You got to send it to us and post it on that Two Gents page.
I just got to get it taken first. I went to take it, and this technology got me. It had me taking a movie. I think I got it now. I'm gonna take it from another program now.
Get your pose, Baron Glass. Get your pose.
Oh, it's already. I'm gonna get it like this. They're gonna have to understand that we working. I got you. Go ahead. We're gonna go with what I got.
Yes,
We
sir.
good.
Yes, sir. Y'all do y'all things so I can pray.
I am. I'm getting ready to give it to you right now, Pastor. Go ahead.
Hey, man, listen here. On Wednesday nights, we're covering
one thing.
Wednesday nights, we're covering at United Covenant Hope. We're covering the book of Matthew. And we started the book of Matthew last week. I want to show y'all something, just real quick. Not no Bible study, but in the bloodline of Jesus came 4 women that should not have been there. First of all, Rahab, who was a prostitute. Rahab was a prostitute who was the mother of Boaz.
All right.
Ruth, who's a Moabite, which was not a Jew, who married Boaz, had Obed. Obed had Jesse. Jesse had David. David committed adultery with Bathsheba, had her husband killed. Once God restored him, Solomon was his son that brought on the kingdom. And Jesus came to the whole bloodline. Up comes Mary, not even touched by a man, but filled with the Holy Ghost, and had his son Jesus. In other words, it's not where you start from. It's not what your background is. It's not what people say you are. It's what you let God let you be, allow you to be in your life. I just want to throw it in tonight. The lady, Miss Peterson, gave a story that even her own mother said, "Hey, what are you doing to us? I'm raising y'all by myself and you come up pregnant." And her husband wrote the mother a letter and said, "I'll take care of your daughter." And 39 years later, he's still doing it. And now they've been successful. And that's just a testimony of what we can be even in our own lives. No matter where you start at, it's the end of a matter. It's better than the beginning of it. And right now we're in a fight. We're in a dog fight for our country. We're in a dog fight for our culture. We're in a dog fight for our lives, some of us, for our civil rights, for our liberty and everything. But God is still in control. There's only one king, it's God. There's only one nation, and it's God's kingdom. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to be on this show and to share with my brothers and with all those who are involved in what we're doing to impact our community, our city, our world. We leave this platform but not your presence. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen. As we go out of here, I just want to say thank God. And I hope that Montreal shared enough with you to understand that you can do it. You have the ability to do it. These are just pictures from my page. I couldn't play the music, but I just want to share with you some of the pictures from my page. And I see that my gents turned their head around straight. So with that being said, before we get to do the sign from Glass, I want to say thank y'all for participating. And we had a great show tonight. That's all I can say. We had a great show. And whatever you do,
send me that photo, man.
I will.
I make part of my cover on my Facebook.
I'm gonna send it to you, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna send all of them to you so you can make your own decision.
Yes,
Go out and vote. We're concentrating on November. Pastor, say your saying.
What?
Pedal.
Huh? Put the pedal to the metal.
And
put on the gas and don't let off.
Byron.
God bless y'all, man.
Byron.
If we don't win in November 2026, it's all over.
Y'all heard it from the best. Y'all done heard it from the best. Now we got to get out of here because some of these people got to go to work in the morning.
God bless y'all.
Y'all take care. Pastor giving us peace out. Stream me in.